Hey, just the guy I was looking for.
Kierstin.
I got a great location I want to go show you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go check it out.
Awesome. Here.
Oh, okay.
So, this is the house I found. I'm gonna take you inside and see what you think.
Yeah, because I'm freezing my batteries out.
Let's go check it out.
So, here it is. Small kitchen,
Yeah.
kind of neutral.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I like this like teak table set here. It looks
Yeah,
really
right?
good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Magna?
That's a big windowsill. I really like it. All the flowers could go there. And the blinds could create nice shadows on the table.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, lots of opportunity in here. Make it more of the character and put all the things in. Let me
it's really
show
good.
you the living room.
Nice. Okay.
So, this is the living room.
Whoa! Oh, I love this window here. This light is
Right?
awesome.
Yeah, it shows
Wow.
lights up this whole room. You can get some stuff from the vintage shop, put up
Yeah.
on the walls.
That's it.
Really make this space her own. What do you think, Marina?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, and I really like that it's not cramped, and it kind of solves the problem of where to put the piano. Yeah, like I can see it right under that big wall that you're looking at. What do you think? Is it nice?
Yeah. That's a good point, Magna. That's a good point.
Yeah, totally. Let me show you the bedroom.
Yeah. Let's see it. It's just so much potential.
I know.
Wow.
Right? Bed.
Standard bedroom. I think with some trinkets all over will really make it feel like the characters, but everything is here that we need.
Yeah, you got the closet.
Oh, it's kind of
What's
weird.
that, Magna?
It's weird that it has no doors, but I guess once you're out of closet, you don't need them.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Good
That's a good
one.
one.
Good one. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
I like it.
yeah.
Kierstin.
Hey.
Awesome. Thank you so much for finding this sweet location.
Right? Isn't it great?
It's so awesome.
It's like small and cute, and there's a lot of potential here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially with the vintage store, we'll be able to put all these little trinkets in there and it will really look good.
Yeah, our production designer and our director, they're gonna have a great time making this space. Yeah, I can't wait till she comes in here and maybe even with her cinematographer and they can kind of start piecing out what
Yeah.
they want to see.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and how did you get involved in this project and what is your role on this project?
Well, I am a producer on this project, and essentially my role here is to help Marina get this film made in any way that she needs help doing it. So finding locations, helping shape script, looking into props and other things that maybe she doesn't have time to do that we'll go out and do, and we'll figure that out
Yeah.
and bring her options to choose from.
So basically problem solving.
Exactly. Yeah. I first heard this script at Script Fest, and
Yeah.
I was immediately in love. I love personal stories, and this is such a great story. And I especially love when people can take a personal story and change it up a bit. You know, they're not just telling us a story the way it happened. They add an element, a cinematic element, a story element, a fictitious element that's really cool, and I think she's really tapped into that, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah, the magical surrealism with the tape cassette,
Yeah.
it's it really adds a whole other dimension to a story about heartbreak that, is seen and done, but now with this added twist makes it unique on its own.
Absolutely. And I think that will also help audience connect and resonate with these feelings in a way that doesn't feel too forward. There's a lot of subtlety that can be brought in. Even talking about this space, what can you do with this space to talk about this story is going to be really cool.
I remember at Script Fest when we had the live pitch sessions, your feedback about story was so awesome. Every pitch that was there, you offered such great feedback
Awesome.
to the people that pitched, and they were very grateful for your comments and your feedback. How did you get involved into knowing story structure and your love for storytelling?
You know what? I go back to school. I took a creative writing course and a photography course, and both my professors told me things. And they said, if you want to be creative, you got to go work with creative people. You got to go immerse yourself in that scene. And from there, I just took an interest in filmmaking and storytelling and writing, and I found it was a really great way to explore yourself as well as share and be involved in a community of other people who also are looking for these things. And yeah, I just felt from, that I just started gaining intuition towards what makes a story good. And you just watch movies and you just watch them and you go, wow, that really worked, or like that didn't work so much. And that's really where my training comes from, is watching movies.
Great movies.
Great movies.
Really, I like, there's so many good directors that when you watch their film, it's like a film school on its own. There's obviously Hitchcock is very like, so film school.
Oh, yeah.
Whether you like his films or not, the mechanics of filmmaking is all in a Hitchcock film.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, it doesn't even matter if you're into film or not, or if film's the medium you choose to tell the story. There's things you can learn and take with you. And I'm really excited to see where this script might go and as it gets brought to life and visually the storytelling, how that's going to play out.
What's one of your main things when you read a story, or that you kind of use as a guiding principle to kind of structure some stories?
First off, I always just make sure you talk to the writer and your director. Like what is the goal that they're after? Because ultimately, this is their point of view and this is their story. And you can have all these ideas. It's not your place to tell them what to do or what they need to do. It's about them coming to that idea on their own. So I always start from the point of view of the writer and what their goal is. And then I look at structure. I'm such an analytical person. I literally just dissect, is this scene doing what you want it to? Is this getting your character to where it needs to be? And that ultimately is what goes into a good story, is keeping things on task, showing new things every scene, and developing maybe good dialogue that people can really resonate with and get your actors into that space.
What do you think makes a really good short film? What is the kind of the things that it makes a good short film?
Primarily, short films are short. So you need to be able to tell idea in a short amount of time. And the best way to do that is to make sure you take out bloat factors. So in a long format, there's a lot of room to grow and to get to things. In a short film, you just got to get to it. And you kind of just have to immediately show what the tone is, show what the style is, show what the story is, show who these characters are right out the gate. And then have a short arc. Keep it simple. What's the arc of the story? Where's this character start and where do they finish? And how are you going to get them there? In maybe the least amount of time.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember reading a quote from Rabbi Bresson, which always sticks to me now, and there is no art without transformation.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We don't really want to, or the transformation could be full circle. But even in that, you'll recognize that there's been a change.
Right.
Yeah.
There has to be a change, right?
Yeah.
And if there's no change, why now?
Yeah.
Why are we watching this story now if the character's not about to transform?
Yeah, I think we all also look for that in art. And when we watch things, we don't really want to see, our day-to-day routine. We want to see how that can change. And maybe that might inspire us. And I think that's what the cool part of filmmaking is.
We're so lucky to have you, your analytical mind on this and your creative problem solving abilities. We're really lucky to have you. What are you working on these days?
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm doodling away here, and that's because I spend my time illustrating and animating. For me, one of my stories I'm working on is an animation, and I'm looking to bring that to light, and it's a bit of a slog, so taking a break from that to come do this is really refreshing, and I really appreciate it. But yeah, maybe that's where my eye for structure comes from, is from illustrating and composing images just on a page. Now it's about composing them in a 3D space.
Yeah, we're shooting 24 images per second. And how many images do you make per second?
So it's 12, and I know this sounds crazy. It'll play back at 24.
Right.
But I'm only drawing 12. And that's because it's important in animation to have a bit of separation from reality. My style is not realistic. My style is Homer Simpson, you know, on a couch, flat colors, flat space. And I don't need to make it realistic. I'm looking to make it cartoony. So I go 12. So I'm not a trained animator.
Okay.
I actually have a background in neuroscience. Yeah. Just goes to show you can do anything with your life and just go follow your passions. You never know where it'll take you. But I just chose 12 because in the animating book I got, that's what they said to do. So that's where I'm starting. So
let's touch upon that a little bit. Your neuroscience background, how do you think that crosses over into filmmaking, and what's the kind of parallels?
Definitely like character and like point of view and perspective. Like I think, you know, I know how the brain works, and I know maybe tendencies of behaviors, and that in itself helps me maybe talk about dialogue or character motivation, or what feels maybe jarring in a scene, what doesn't feel jarring, those kind of things.
Yeah, that's makes sense, right? Everything that we do in our past will help us in what we're doing right now, right? Sometimes it's hard to see the crossover, but certainly, right, knowing how the brain works is really useful for what makes the story resonate with people. And even from a producing level, you know, it makes me understand that, you know, I'm working with people who might be passionate and these stories might be close to them, and you have to, there's a tack you have to approach this with, and you can't just go in, you know, guns a-blazing with your ideas. You have to ask questions and get this person motivated and this team excited, and you have to keep people on task, but also be mindful of who they are. They're individuals, and these are people just looking to do something cool. That's it, especially for Marinette, the director. This story is actually very personal to her, and you know, sometimes you're just like, oh, just get rid of that character, but it's like, you know, easy. That is also you have to, the way you approach it, like you say, is the most important thing. Yeah, and I just know that art comes from the heart, art comes from us, and it's a delicate place, and you just have to be mindful of that. And I think sometimes people don't recognize that when they do this job. That's the difference between a skilled producer and a not so skilled producer. It's all about people and relationships in the end. And we want to make the best film possible, and that only comes from Marinette to be fully immersed into this world and could be vulnerable. Yes, yeah, she needs to be able to feel at ease, and that will be where her mind's going to be allowed to flourish. What do you think is one of the biggest challenge for this script as you, the creative producer of this film? What kind of keeps you up at night? Not really, but you know, I twofold. I would say right now the script has a lot of really great ideas, and so from just a practical point, like, can we get this all done in the time frame we need? And you know, that's always a question I think we ask ourselves: is, did I write too much? Is this going to be feasible? Oh, where do I even trim? Because I love it all. You know, it all works, it all is good, but where's the fat? You know. The other part is, you know, it's a personal story. It's an intimate story. Can these actors get into this role? Can they tap into that headspace? What are they going to do? It always surprises me. You read a script and you're like, okay, yeah, I like that. And then you see an actor bring it out in the space and you're like, wow, cool. It's even more real. It's more visceral. You can kind of see it come to life. And I think that's always a challenge that you won't know until you actually get there, or maybe do a table read, or, you know. And so I'm excited to see the progression of that. That's one of my favorite part of, you know, bringing these things to life, is when the casting comes through and the actors selected just breathe life into the words, because before that it's just text on a page, and then the character plays out. You're like, oh, this is what this scene's about. It becomes alive. Yeah, I think we're kind of tired of you reading the part of Reverie. You know, it's not quite you're not quite the voice. Job. I think you did. But, you know, I think it's going to be very exciting to see who she chooses and who gets casted and what they do with it. So can you just, for the audience, bring us up to date to the past? So we started 6 weeks out, 5 weeks out. We're at 4 weeks out. What kind of has transpired in the last 2 weeks for you, and how has it been? Right now we're really trying to lock in the script and make sure it's at the place where we can start moving forward with, you know, securing props, securing locations.
start talking cinematography and how they want to shoot it. And also locking in the cast. We've been doing auditions and talking to different actors, and I don't know if we've locked anyone in yet, but it will happen soon, and it's going to be very exciting to bring these people in. Most recently too, we talked about the production design and maybe what elements we need there. And you saw me at the flower shop. You know, it's a good space, and it's an important piece of this film, and we got to just start crossing off our list so we can get closer to shooting day.
Yeah, there's always stuff to do every week, right?
Every week.
Yeah, just crossing stuff out, and then we want to just make sure that on the day of filming,
we have everything.
Everything's here, right?
Yep.
Especially the flowers.
Yeah, exactly. We need those. Yeah, absolutely.
So, any final words?
You know what? I would say this. This is a really cool project. It's a really cool story, and we've got a lot of talent involved. And I just can't wait to get to shooting it and bringing it to life and completing it, because I think that's where all our hard work is going to pay off.
I'm so stoked for it as well. Can you show us what you've done?
Yeah, just, drew the cassette player that's been featuring.
Bring it up higher.
Oh,
there you go.
There you go. Yeah. Pretty cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that drawing. You should animate that now.
If I have time, I love animating. It's a slog.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for sharing with the update, and we'll keep up tabs with you throughout the next few weeks.
Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome.
Ooh, good one.